Welcome back to Wanderlensartistry. This episode is specially dedicated to the Game of Thrones fans. With A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms officially released, I wanted to celebrate the return to Westeros by highlighting the real-world locations that helped bring its world to life. In this episode, I'm sharing 10 must-visit filming locations across Spain, a travel-inspired bucket list for fans who want to turn their love for the series into a real-life adventure in 2026. Let's go! Our first stop is San Juan de Gaztelugatxe in Spain's Basque Country, known to Game of Thrones fans as Dragonstone. This dramatic islet appeared in Season 7, Episode 1, when Daenerys Targaryen finally returns to her ancestral home. In the series, Daenerys, alongside Tyrion and Davos, walks the iconic winding staircase as she begins planning her conquest. While the castle itself was added with CGI, the real-life location is just as striking, connected to the mainland by a stone bridge and reached by 241 steep steps. Today, Gaztelugatxe remains one of the most iconic and must-visit filming locations in Spain, a true bucket list destination for Game of Thrones fans who want to stand where the Targaryen story came to life. Our second stop is Castillo de Zafra, a remote 12th-century fortress in Guadalajara, Spain. In Game of Thrones Season 6, it appeared as the legendary Tower of Joy, seen during Bran Stark's visions. This is where young Ned Stark confronts Ser Arthur Dayne and the Kingsguard, one of the most pivotal moments in the series, ultimately revealing the truth about Lyanna Stark and Jon Snow's parentage. Chosen for its isolation and dramatic setting, Castillo de Zafra remains one of the most powerful and emotional filming locations in the Game of Thrones universe. Up next is Girona Cathedral and the surrounding Old Town, one of the most versatile filming locations in Game of Thrones Season 6. The cathedral stood in for the Great Sept of Baelor in King's Landing, most famously in Episode 6, when Jaime Lannister rides his horse up the iconic 91 steps to confront the High Sparrow. Just behind the cathedral, Girona's medieval alleys were transformed into Braavos, where Arya Stark wanders the streets as a blind beggar, and is later pursued by the waif. Chosen for its towering Gothic architecture, dramatic staircase, and preserved medieval streets, Girona seamlessly doubled as both the spiritual heart of King's Landing and the shadowy backstreets of Braavos. Our next destination is one of my personal favorites, the Real Alcázar of Seville. In Game of Thrones, This breathtaking palace became the Water Gardens of Dorne, home to Prince Doran Martell. Featured prominently in seasons 5 and 6, the Alcazar's lush gardens, ornate courtyards, and underground baths set the stage for key moments involving Illyria Sand, the Sand Snakes, Jaime Lannister's failed rescue attempt, and the romance between Trystane Martell and Myrcella. From the baths of Maria de Padilla to the grand halls and sunlit gardens, the Real Alcázar perfectly captured Dorne's warm, exotic atmosphere. And today, you can explore nearly every filming spot on a guided tour. Before we continue, hit subscribe and join the Wanderlensartistry community. I share epic travel adventures regularly, and your support makes it all possible. Thanks for being part of the journey. Up next is another incredible site near Seville, the Italica Roman ruins. In Game of Thrones Season 7, Episode 7, this ancient amphitheater became the ruins of the Dragonpit in King's Landing. This is where one of the most pivotal scenes in the series takes place. The massive summit bringing together Jon Snow, Daenerys Targaryen, Cersei, Tyrion, and Jaime to negotiate an alliance against the White Walkers. The natural scale of the amphitheater was used almost entirely as is, with banners, platforms, and digitally added dragon bones enhancing the scene. It's one of the most memorable moments in the show, where rivals met face to face, and the fate of Westeros briefly hung in the balance. Next on our list is a location with a short but memorable appearance, the Cordoba Roman Bridge. In Game of Thrones Season 5, it was transformed into the Long Bridge of Volantis, seen in Episode 3 as Tyrion Lannister and Varys make their way into the Free City. While the real bridge is elegant and historic, the series expanded it with CGI into a massive, bustling city, lined with markets, brothels, and grim reminders of Volantis justice. Even with its brief screen time, the Cordoba Roman Bridge remains one of the most striking examples of how real-world locations were elevated to bring the world of Game of Thrones to life. Our next stop takes us to a completely different landscape, the Bardenas Reales in Navarra, Spain. In Season 6 of Game of Thrones, this semi-desert plateau became the vast Dothraki Sea, where Daenerys Targaryen was held by Khal Moro before her fiery escape and rise to command the Khalasar. The barren yet grassy terrain was perfect for the sweeping shots of thousands of galloping horsemen, capturing the scale and freedom of the Dothraki plains. Visiting today, you can still recognize the wide-open vistas that brought Essos to life, making it one of the most cinematic filming locations in Spain. Our next destination is the charming town of Trujillo in western Spain, home to the Trujillo Castle. In Game of Thrones Season 7, it was transformed into Casterly Rock, the ancestral seat of House Lannister. The castle appears in Episode 3, as the Unsullied storm the fortress under Grey Worm's command, and later in the season finale, when Jaime Lannister and Bronn watch approaching armies from its walls. Perched atop a hill, the real castle was enhanced with CGI to appear as a massive coastal stronghold, blending historic Spanish architecture with the grandeur of Westeros. Up next, we're back in the Cordoba region at Almodóvar del Rio, home to the Almodóvar Castle. In Game of Thrones Season 7, it became Highgarden, the seat of House Tyrell, and also served as the dungeons of Casterly Rock. The castle features prominently in Episode 3, when Jaime Lannister's army attacks Highgarden, culminating in Olenna Tyrell's unforgettable confession to Joffrey's murder. Its imposing towers and historic interiors helped bring Westeros to life, blending Spanish architecture with the fantasy world fans love. Our final stop takes us to the province of Castellón, about 2.5 hours from Barcelona, Peñíscola, Spain. In Game of Thrones Season 6, it became the bustling city of Meereen. Its iconic castle and historic streets, including Calle Mayor, Portal Fosc, and the Artillery Park, were featured in episodes like The Red Woman and No One, as Tyrion and Varys navigate the city, plan strategies, and interact with the locals. Peñíscola's walls, streets, and castle provided the perfect backdrop for Daenerys' conquered city, making it one of the most memorable and visually striking filming locations in Spain. Thank you so much for staying with me all the way to the end. I truly appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed exploring these incredible Game of Thrones filming locations in Spain and found inspiration for your own travel bucket list. If you enjoyed this episode, give it a like, drop a comment below, and let me know which castle or location you'd love to visit this year. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe for more cinematic travel adventures and inspiration. This is Christina, reminding you to embrace the journey, explore new horizons, and collect memories that last a lifetime. Until next time, happy travels and vamos!